Hi, Noor.
Hello, Dr. Buck.
Thank you for being with me today. I'm eager to have this conversation about Ramadan. But first, before we start that, why don't you tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what your major is here at Elon?
So my name is Noor Irshaidat, and I'm an international student from Amman, Jordan. I'm currently double majoring in international business and international studies with minors in leadership and economics.
And you're actually on the scholarship that the Queen set up when she visited from Jordan. And so I'm excited to be able to talk to you today. So tell me, one of the things that Elon is, in the last decade, we've really put a focus on multi-faith. And I've been really proud of our Truett Center and each of the religious faiths that are represented there, but also just the journey of questioning and discovery around our faith that they work to support there. And then academically, the intersections between religious studies and understanding faith around the world. So wanted to understand more about Ramadan because I saw on my calendar that it starts in just a few days. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so it's starting on April 23rd, next Thursday, and basically just to give you a quick overview. So Islam emphasizes the importance of taking care of oneself and soul, and Muslims are granted such an opportunity during the Islamic month of Ramadan, which is also one of the 5 pillars of Islam, in addition to faith, charity, 5 daily prayers, and the Hajj pilgrimage. So Ramadan marks the 9th month of the Islamic lunar calendar, and it is when the Prophet Muhammad received his first revelation from the Holy Quran. The Quran serves as the primary guide and moral compass for Muslims, and the month of Ramadan encourages reflection and appreciation of the revelation. So Muslims are commanded to engage in the spiritual discipline of fasting, and it is when one refrains from eating, drinking, and sexual relations from sunrise to sunset every day for the 29 or 30 days of Ramadan. So while the commandment refers to the physical refrainment, the primary purpose really of fasting, as noted in the Quran, is to increase one's level of God's consciousness. So it is a time for believers to engage in introspection as a God's devotee, striving towards betterment in the attachment and in the attainment of virtues such as patience, kindness, or speaking well of others. And people who might not be able to fast, such as the young or the sick or the elderly, they are exempt from fasting. Ramadan also is sometimes referred to as the month of giving due to its emphasis on donations and to those in need.
Well, and as a Catholic, we just came out of the Lenten season. And so I often think of it's a solemn season as well, and one where fasting and other measures are designed to connect you to God and to the journey of Jesus. And so there's a lot of similarity in between the two periods of reflection.
Definitely. I think mainly maybe the main difference would be the kind of fasting that those two traditions have. I know for us, it's more of a stricter version, let's say, and something that we would have to prepare for in advance. And it has a couple of others of traditions during the day itself too. For example,
of another tradition during Ramadan during the day.
So for example, we would have to start the day by eating a pre-dawn meal, so around like 3, 4, 5 a.m. And it's known as suhoor, and it usually depends on when the sun rises, and that's what marks the beginnings of the fasting. And the fast is concluded at the time of sunset, and that's traditionally breaking the fast with an iftar meal. There are also special prayers called tarawih that are conducted after every evening's last daily prayer. And it is really derived from the Arabic word meaning to rest and relax, and it is seen as a special form of Islamic meditation.
As a college student, has it been hard to practice the traditions of Ramadan?
I think it's not as hard as it is wanting to adjust to doing it. I know Ramadan is really a time to get together, especially during the Eid, which commemorates the end of the fasting month. And it's usually spent with families and loved ones, exchanging gifts and greetings of peace. So really, the struggle is to kind of fill out the space that is found by not having family around and people who would
Yeah.
go with
Yeah.
you for the tradition.
Well, so we say things like Merry Christmas, Happy Easter. Is there an expression around Ramadan and that you use?
Yes. So for Ramadan, we usually use Ramadan Mubarak, which translates to blessed Ramadan. And for Eid, we go with Happy Eid, Eid Mubarak, and it really goes along the same lines.
So you'll in just a few days be entering Ramadan and
Yes.
have an early rise schedule. Yeah, so that's a lot to undertake in addition to classes, and is the commitment to practicing your faith too.
Yes. And I'm excited to have it. It's going to be the first time that I'm going to have the whole month being at school. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you for visiting with me today, Noor, and teaching me a little bit about Ramadan and the practice of your faith.
Thank you, Dr. Book, for having me.
Bye bye.